Welcome to Nerd Jersey. I'm Nicole Herview.
I am Alex Bond.
We just saw Ant-Man. And again, we haven't said a word to each other about
I almost blew it
anything.
when I walked in and Kevin was here.
Yeah, my brother was in my home.
He's like, how was it? I was like, it was...
Exactly, just nothing. So what we're going to do is, just like we did in our Jurassic World review, we're going to talk a little bit about our general impressions with no spoilers.
No spoilers this time.
And then we'll,
Every spoiler.
Yeah.
All of it.
But we'll warn you,
Beforehand.
Also, we should warn you that we're drinking.
Water.
Red's apple water. That's what it is.
Okay, well.
So if by the end of this I'm intelligible.
You're just green apple water. How is that?
It's pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah, can I try that?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude, we're doing a podcast.
Yes, we are.
All right, here you go. All right.
We got time.
So because
I don't have that much to say about the movie.
I mean, I have things to say. But how do you feel?
No, I like mine better.
I mean...
Nah, I feel like the regular apple ale is the way to go. Sorry, apple water.
For those
That's not what you were asking, was it?
No. Okay, whatever. Sorry.
Dude, come on, we've been off for 3 weeks.
We have.
Sorry,
we haven't recorded in 3 weeks.
We didn't record those
things.
fresh. Those were backlogged. The Man of Steel review was the second one we ever put up.
Yeah, I mean, when you said I'm in Prague, I'm pretty sure they didn't think you were in Prague and somehow
over the phone on a really good connection.
Yeah, this is a damn good connection.
Anyway,
right.
Ant-Man. Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man. You go first because I went first for Jurassic World.
Did you? Okay.
Yes, I did. I was very nervous about it.
I was trying to figure out pretty much the whole time how I was feeling as it went on. Mm-hmm. And it was like getting into Act 3 where I thought I'd give this like a 3 out of 5. And then there was something about the way it ended and like the post-credit sequences that once the lights came up in the theater, I was thinking like, no, I'll bump that up to like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 for now, and I'm probably going to sleep on it, and then tomorrow it might be more favorable, but I did enjoy it. I had fun. I had fun watching the movie.
Okay. Here's my deal.
Here's your deal.
I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Age of Ultron.
That's what I was thinking.
Which we haven't even talked about yet.
Yeah.
And I liked Age of Ultron, especially the second time. I felt it was much better for me than the first, I guess, because my expectations were so high going into it, and I was like, eh. And then the second time I saw Ultron, I was like, yes.
That's one I have to see not on an airplane with the crappy like the screen had all this glare on it. And
oh, dude,
I could hear it, but every time the pilot comes on and says, "Hey, we're hitting turbulence," the movie pauses. So I got the story, but I wasn't immersed in it in any way. So I feel like that's one I need to do again.
For sure,
but. I would agree with you. I enjoyed this more than Age of Ultron. I was sitting there thinking, because the detractors of Marvel movies seem to be worn out by how each one kind of has the same flavor and seems to go through the same paces. Yeah. I did feel like this one kind of set itself apart from the rest in a lot of respects. Right. But there were a lot of big things that did kind of bug me plot-wise and pacing-wise.
That bugged you?
Shut up.
It bugs you?
Do your general thing before we go into spoilers.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, absolutely. I liked it. I will watch it again. I don't think I'll go to the movies and see it again, but I'll definitely buy it and stuff when it comes out. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I feel, because I really liked it because it was different and it made me give a crap about Ant-Man, which I'm going to say what it has been said, for the past couple months. Like, I didn't know I wanted that. You see it and you're like, oh, correct, I wanted that.
We have Ant-Man in the mainstream.
Right.
Which is cool.
And I like that. I liked it. I thought it was witty. Not, hysterically funny. But there were times when I was like, okay, that was freaking funny.
There was a lot of chuckling moments, and there were some...
Yeah.
So I did enjoy some of the beats it went through. Some of the jokes, it seemed like they didn't quite hit, but there was still like a...
They hit for me. This is my problem. We were in this movie theater, and I felt like I was the only one who wanted to laugh at all.
That's how I felt, too.
I was like, why is no one laughing? This is funny.
The dude next to me was face down into his popcorn the entire movie. So I don't even know what he was thinking, but he was... The only noises coming from him were...
Oh, no, I'd
scrape,
kill him.
scrape.
It'd be over.
Yeah,
I'd be like, dude.
all I heard from this guy. Anytime Paul Rudd said something mildly witty, or Michael Pena did his Michael Pena thing in this movie,
I loved that.
He was dead silent next to me.
Oh my god! Wow, like that's Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd.
I don't know.
See, I don't know how I feel. I'm gonna go acting right now. Paul Rudd was just doing his Paul Rudd thing, so I loved it, But Evangeline Lilly is one of my favorite humans. And I'm not sure if it was the writing or her that felt... I know she was supposed to feel...
she didn't really fit, right?
She felt prickly.
Yes.
But I understand why. She's supposed to be prickly. However...
She was generically prickly.
Yeah. I was like,
she
Evangeline.
Was angsty for the sake of being angsty. Mm-hmm. And then I felt... we're going to get into spoilers.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. But I just felt like I got so much more from her in the Hobbit movies, which you haven't even seen.
Nope.
And Lost. She was in Lost.
Yes, and there was a lot for her to carry in Lost, and she did well.
And she's an amazing actress. I just feel like she wasn't given enough, maybe. I'm not sure. But I don't know if it's me just being like, ooh, she's prickly, like me. Because I actively combat that. And I have this feeling that she dealt with what she was handed very, very well. But I just feel like she was so underwritten.
Yeah. And I felt that. And
everyone else was written really well. And I was like, why is your one of two chicks in the movie so underwritten? And the other one is just kind of the mother of Scott's kid. And it's like, okay, well, you didn't really give me anything there either. And
my big thing with the reviews we've done so far, you've probably noticed, is that I've got a big thing about showing, not telling. Mm-hmm. And I feel like as far as Scott Lang's burglary forte goes, they showed you why he was good at what he does, and
absolutely,
Hank Pym, they showed you why he's such a genius, such a brilliant man. Mm-hmm. And then with Hope's character, they just kind of told you, oh, she's got an in with Cross. Yeah, that's what makes her vital to this mission. But they never really showed me that she was anything other than knowing the layout of the building and being able to be where she needed to be. It was like her role in the plot was a little bit strange and kind of shoehorned, and there was that moment at the end that just felt like...
I mean, we'll talk about that more later, but I just feel like there were moments that she had that I'm not ruining anything because it was in the trailer, like when she's helping to train him, that I was like, cool, like
she could have fun with this.
You're absolutely that, and she's useful.
Yes.
And, great. But I don't know. I just felt like there were so many characters who were, in Scott's little posse there, I felt like they were better written than she was. Mm-hmm. I was like, they're just the three goons. But
they each have their role, and there's the scene with the lineup where he's laying out what they need, and then...
Yeah.
Again, they show you why this team of 4 dudes works.
Right.
It's a heist movie.
Which was cool.
Which I did enjoy, and I do like how we're getting into this idea of each Marvel movie, or at least franchise, kind of going into different genres, so to speak. They've got the action-adventure in there, but this one was heist, where Winter Soldier was spy, where Guardians of the Galaxy was total, space, sci-fi.
Yeah. So is Fantastic Four. I know that's not strictly Marvel, but...
Yes.
It's not Marvel Studios, but... Fantastic Four looks to be a sci-fi film, not a superhero film.
Correct.
And I love that. I love this differing within the genre. And I
Because
did
there's
think this
plenty
was
of that
new.
going around. So I did.
Yeah.
That's why. So let's break it down.
Yeah.
We'll start talking about it. So this is where spoilers start. Go see the movie.
Exactly 10 minutes in. Good
Yeah.
job, us.
Right?
All right.
So because I saw the countdown, I was like, "Oh, this would be a good time."
Yeah. I would suggest see it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I would say go see it and feel something for an aunt that you haven't felt since Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
There it is. Let's talk about the ants real quick. Holy crap.
Yes.
I was like, I want one.
Well, that was one of the things that made this very different, was that like they were able to bring in this ridiculous concept of talking with ants. Actually, there were a lot of things in there, a lot of visuals that I felt could have been torn right from comic book pages.
Yeah.
There was the visual with the tank coming out of the building, or Thomas the Tank
insane.
Engine. All of that, I could see it on a panel,
And the
on
giant
a comic
ant.
book, you know, and the
Yeah.
giant ant running across the screen in front of Thomas. Like
That's when I started dying.
Oh my! Like I could see that. Like that totally fit beautifully with this idea that it's a comic book movie.
Definitely.
In a period where a lot of things that like I've been reading with comics are kind of heavy and very serious.
Oh yeah, same.
You know, I guess I've been reading a lot of like DC stuff, a lot of Batman things, which are classically dark.
I
at
just
least
read
lately
all of the new Suicide Squad that's out, all 10 issues, and I read them in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it is 12:54. We walked out of Secret Stash at
12 hours ago?
12:30 with those comics.
Holy crap. Well, I finished them.
I read the
I finished
first
all of them.
5 issues of Batman's Hush, and that's pretty... It's fun to read, and there's a lot of really cool visuals going on, but it's very heavy.
Oh,
so
yeah,
for
Hush is
this,
heavy.
but some of the earlier stuff I've been reading of like Green Lantern, Green Arrow, and like old Spider-Man stuff, it's just a lot of fun.
Right.
And the Deadpool stuff obviously is classically like humorous, which I've been reading. But this kind of had that essence of these are ridiculous things happening.
Yeah.
And then they were able to bring that to the small scale, which is the opposite of what we found with Age of Ultron, where they're lifting a damn city, you know.
Yeah. Maybe the Avengers are too busy lifting cities.
Yes.
I liked that.
I did like a lot of the interplay with the Avengers universe. I didn't know we were going to get a full-on crossover with like Falcon.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay, I had heard the same rumor that our Smodco guys heard, that the movie was going to open with Scott robbing one of the Avengers. That was the rumor floating around.
So we kind of got that. I didn't even know that was a rumor.
We kind of sort of got that he goes to Avengers Tower.
Even when...
wherever their headquarters is right now.
In upstate New York. Yeah,
Right.
even when Hank Pym said, all right, you're going to go to this facility in New York, I didn't know that. I didn't connect the dots of like, wait, that's where they ended Avengers in.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know it was going to happen. So that whole thing with Falcon was great for me. Rarely am I surprised by movies now, because anything I go and see, I kind of do my research on the background, and in doing so, I find out things about the movie, which I'm trying to like avoid with things like Star Wars coming out, or Batman, Superman, which is hard to avoid any of those spoilers.
Come on now, those are harsh.
But you know, that was a nice surprise to pepper in there that they didn't, like, they could have easily put in the trailer, like, oh, Ant-Man and Falcon are going to be doing a thing. And they didn't.
I think he was in one trailer, like, for half a second, so
there was a little moment where he says, I'm Ant-Man, but you don't know who he's talking to.
Yeah.
And you kind of assume that it is Darren Cross.
Yeah, it could be anybody, but I don't know. I feel like I remember seeing his face in a trailer. Like a TV spot. Like
I haven't been watching a lot of TV, so maybe that, because I just watched the trailers. I definitely would have spotted Anthony Mackie a mile away.
Well, yeah, he's kind of wonderful.
He really is.
And by I mean 100% wonderful.
That's a guy, I don't know where he came from. I think the first movie I really noticed him was Adjustment Bureau, but I loved him right away in that, and everything he's been in since has been absolutely terrific. So I did think that fight scene was a lot of fun.
That was cool.
So I enjoyed that, and just that last scene where he says, "It's very important to me that Cap does not hear about this," was one of the funnier moments for me.
That.
I did enjoy that.
I enjoyed going back to my point about Evangeline.
Yes.
I liked her after credit scene. I liked that.
Oh, where they're going to make her the new Wasp.
Yeah. I also did know what was going on with her mama. Mama
did
Wasp.
or didn't?
I did.
Okay.
I did know that was what was going on there. So I knew why that relationship was strained from before we sat in those seats. But, yeah, I just liked her reaction. It's about damn time. I was like, yeah, girl.
Yeah.
That was a moment I was like, I wanted to see more of that the whole movie. I don't know, just something about the way she delivered the line. I was like, there's something, she's alive a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I get why. I get that that's like, she's so jaded and then like,
well, in a situation
finally.
where we have movies planned out through 2019, this is the perfect time to be world building. So now, in one movie, you have kind of two new superheroes that could come out of it.
Right.
Ant-Man and a new Wasp.
And the Wasp.
And they could, fit in wherever that ends up being. Meanwhile, you've got all the Netflix properties. Like, 2015 and onward is really important for where these things go.
Right.
I want to go into something that really bugged me the whole time.
I love that you keep saying bugged me. And I know you're not doing it on purpose.
Really
I know you're not.
I am a very pun-intentional person, and these are unintentional. But it bothered me that from... maybe it was the introduction of Darren Cross as the villain, that everything... It was the introduction, and it was this whole spiel about introducing the Yellow Jacket suit. And I was just thinking Iron Man 2, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 2.
It felt like we've gone through these paces before.
A lot of the beats that we followed, just with the villain arc, felt a lot like Mickey Rourke in Iron Man 2, and being somebody whose past with the hero is strained, causes them to create a suit of their own that they can then do battle with and start and unleash that for their own vision of the new world.
Yeah.
And in Iron Man 2, you had the team up with Justin Hammer to create all of the Iron Man drones, which then totally mess up the Stark Expo in Queens, or the World Expo, whatever it was. And in this, you have Darren Cross, Corey Stoll, who did really good work. I did like him for a decently written villain for what was on the page.
Again, I just felt like his motivation was just like, I'm crazy, and that's the motivation. Yeah. And I was like,
but
I liked your motivation.
I liked his performance. I didn't like the writing.
Is fine.
But
yeah, I agree with you. I think he
him.
handled it very well.
And
I just don't think he was written well.
I've liked Corey Stoll in just about anything since House of Cards.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've been watching The Strain, which comes back. I think that just came back this past week, which I need to watch the premiere. And I'm hot and cold on the show, but I like him in it. I like his acting a lot. And in House of Cards, he was absolutely incredible to watch. He stole every scene he was in. So I was excited to see him be in this movie and be in the cinematic universe. And for what he was given, he did well.
Yeah, I didn't hate him.
But
I mean, I hated him, but because he played him
in the good way.
Yeah.
But a lot of the beats just felt very familiar.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, beats we've seen before, and just like, it was very interesting. The one thing different about him was that, like, he was playing both sides. Like, when he went to the house and then he called Hope and was like, meh, and like throwing his little
increased security, 3 times as many guards, microfiber cloth. No, it was micro something steel.
I can't think right now.
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
Microfiber cloth.
Microfiber cloth.
Our security is going to be 3 times as comfortable.
There it is. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I loved... The only character thing that I loved was, like, the relationships. I loved the difference in the daddy-daughter relationship between Cassie and Scott and Hank and Hope.
Yes.
Loved that.
There was a nice parallel there, especially when Hank says
when
to Darren...
When he points it out.
Why him and not me?
Yeah.
And he says, I saw myself in you. And he said, so why not...
too much.
Yeah, why not work? I saw too much of myself in you.
Right.
And Meanwhile, we did have a lot of those parallels of, like, the father-daughter thing of, like, I pushed her away, she became bitter towards me.
Right.
So that was a
But
nice
Scott was being kept away, which is the difference.
Yeah.
But I just loved that relationship, and honestly, if we're going to talk about female characters in this film, real quick, Cassie was the coolest one.
She was so great.
I was like, you're my favorite. She's the second she was like, it's so ugly, I love it. I was like, yes, girl.
She
like,
was delightful to watch.
I feel you. Like, she was just the coolest little kid. And I was like, absolutely, like, she would lose her mind that her dad's Ant-Man. I see this.
And then she hand feeds a dog-sized ant.
And she's like totally
she's
cool
totally
with it.
Cool with it.
I was like, yes, thank you. Give me something different, you know? And I just... And, you know, little girls are totally like that. You know, some of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're all chilling out with their little princess dolls. She's playing with Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yep.
So cool. I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
yes, thank you for not giving me, like...
How creepy was enlarged Thomas the Tank Engine?
I mean, I've always hated those
Just
things.
laying out in the street on that cop car with the eyes going back and
I was
forth.
like, no. Let's talk about for a second
It reminded me of that
visuals.
flamethrower gif. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Thomas the Tank Engine with a flamethrower with the crazy eyes?
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me of. The visuals were
Let's talk about the
lot of
scene
fun.
where he goes subatomic. I was so screwed up. We saw it in 3D, folks, so I don't know if it's, like, different in not 3D, but I
imagine in IMAX, it's gotta be trippy.
I felt like I was tripping balls, and I've never tripped balls. I have no idea what that is like, but I was like, if there's any experience like it, I'm there. Like, I'm here. Like
imagine somebody that
we
lights
all
up.
live in a yellow submarine right now. I was like, Jesus.
Someone lights up and goes to see that movie, whether it's 2D, 3D, IMAX.
Oh, you're gonna lose
They go
your
in there
mind.
high, and they manage to keep that high through the first hour 20.
I don't know if you can.
I don't know if you
that
can.
That movie might kill that.
But
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Even that first scene where he shrinks down in the bathtub is enough to make it go, oh!
Oh my god. You know my stupid little thing with like bathrooms, right?
I don't think I do.
You don't know this? Oh my
know.
god, I'm gonna broadcast this across the universe. I get totally skeeved out by like bathrooms and like showers and tubs and bathroom floors.
Like just in general, or
yeah, like I cannot deal with them. Like, I don't know why, but if they're dirty, I'm like, no, someone else freaking clean it. Like,
I mean, I hate a dirty bathroom, but I'll clean it myself.
Oh no, I can't clean it.
But I can't have a dirty bathroom, so that's why I take it on myself.
Right? No, my housemates like at school would attest to this. I was like, I will do 3 of the chores. Like, I don't care. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do, but I will not clean the bathroom. Like, someone else has to do that. Like, please.
But
not.
It needs to be clean.
But it will not be me, and it must be clean. Like, please, you need to understand. So how'd
that go for you?
So that scene where he's in the bathtub, and it's absolutely filthy. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I was squirming in my seat.
I did not. There was a surprising lack of tension going on next to me.
I was like, God, I was in peril. I was like, please get out of there now.
I didn't even notice. It just looked like an average bathroom to me. You might be insane.
When he's in the tub and it's like just dirt everywhere. Literally everywhere.
I was more tensed up when the giant rat showed up.
Oh yeah, well that was
moment
disgusting.
for me was like,
I was like, disease. I was like, it couldn't have been a little mouse. Because mice are kind of cute.
It was a little mouse.
Mice are kind of cute. Rats are like horrid and carry all kinds of diseases. This is what I tell myself. I don't know. Yeah.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess.
Shut up. But there was just a bunch of stuff that just looked so cool. Like the army of ants. And I thoroughly enjoyed when like he was like meeting all the ants and he would just pop up out of the ground.
Yep,
like,
I like that.
Like, this is great.
I liked the scene with the sugar cubes when he's like,
yes.
You want sugar in your tea? Oh, yes, please. The ants are pushed. He was like, maybe not.
And then the ants turn around.
Away.
They're like, okay.
There were a lot of like really
dude.
cool, and I'm glad that they tried that. You know, they did a decent job of explaining the science, and I say science with quotes around it because obviously it's not hard science, but
Yeah, I'm not a
anything that
scientist. They sold me.
anything that makes the effort to say, oh, the suit is based around changing the position of atoms and whatever that was. Like, to me, that was like, all right, fair enough.
Filling the space between molecules. What the hell was it? It was something really smart, and I was like, what?
And in that, I was like, all right, I buy that. Mm-hmm. But
let's talk the way he got out of going subatomic.
Yes.
With the use of those little
and I'm glad that
thingies.
Wasn't the only time they came, because it would have been really easy for him for Hank to say to Scott, all right, these red ones make things small, these blue ones make things bigger, and for him to never use the blue ones until he goes subatomic, and be like, oh, look at this convenient plot device, shink, bam.
No, it was just really, I didn't even see it coming.
Yes, because he had already used them.
Because he had used it.
Because I knew they were going to be plot relevant, but it was only in, like, all right, throw it.
Yeah, you
big
check it off.
Engine, throw it. All right, increase Yellow Jacket.
Which was ridiculous.
But, yeah, I was thinking, like, there's going to be something here that, and I hope it's not just the, I hope it's not himself thinking, like, just gotta do it for Cassie, hit the button, bam, bigger.
Yeah,
and I'm glad it wasn't just like,
else.
It wasn't total Deus Ex Machina. It was
a little Deus Ex Machina.
But it wasn't outwardly awful.
But it was kind of like, I see you. Like, I see what you did, and I kind of like appreciated it.
Yes.
T.I.
Who I thought the entire time was Pharrell, because I'm not on top of my pop music.
I haven't seen T.I. do anything in years. Maybe
he
has that show, I think.
He might.
He has a reality show or something. I should know that.
I was like, I recognize this guy.
Because I think it's on VH1.
I recognize this guy, and he's not common. But he's another person with not a first or last name.
No,
is it Pharrell? And
it was
not Pharrell. It was T.I.
I don't think Pharrell's hard. I don't know Pharrell. I don't know Pharrell like from a hole in the wall, but I don't think Pharrell is hard enough.
I think he could do it.
Like, he was funny.
Yes, all of them were funny.
Funny as hell.
All right,
I was
and
like, what?
The Russian hacker.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recognized him.
I was trying to place him. Help.
Crazy dude from Dark Knight.
I thought so. I was like, are you that one dude?
There was a scene where they're crouching down in the back of the van as the cops are knocking on the window.
Yeah.
Where I was thinking, like, oh, fuck, it's the crazy dude who just laughed in Bruce Wayne, or Harvey Dent's face.
Yeah.
After the Joker shot
He didn't know anything.
Gordon. Yeah.
He didn't know anything.
And I was like, oh my god. Like,
he was from Arkham. He's a paranoid schizophrenic. I know.
And enough of that left a visual, an impression on me that I was like, is that? Oh, I think he also played.
He's been in a couple of things. I know that.
He was in Prisoners.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He was a quietly suspicious guy in Prisoners for a couple
his
scenes.
thing? He just like doesn't talk much.
That's what I thought. Like when I saw the first two, I was like, I don't know what this guy's deal is, but anytime I see him, I'm like, nope. Not you.
But I enjoyed him in this.
But in this, yeah, he was great. He had
you're funny.
Some really great lines.
He
had some great
good.
Moments. Him and T.I. in the van.
That gang is just lovable.
They were
like
great.
I want to be their fifth and just hang out.
I want to see more of them.
I'm sure we will. Like that.
I'm
cool.
sure that
after credit scene, we gotta go the last after credit scene.
Let's go. Let's go
Easter
eggs. Let's go Easter eggs first. Did you notice the Spider-Man shout out?
Yes, guy who crawls up walls.
Yeah, he's like, we got a guy that jumps, a guy that swings, a guy that crawls up walls. What do you need? And I was like, fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then when they went into
this real quick. The guy who jumps.
Spider-Man.
It's all Spider-Man.
It's all Spider-Man. The guy who jumps, the guy who swings, the guy who crawls up walls.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
You're right.
Spider-Man,
I thought he was dealing with three. She was saying like three separate people. What do you need?
I thought so until it was guy who swings, and I was like, jumps, swings, crawls up walls.
I knew crawls up walls was him.
Right, exactly. And I was like, who jumps, who swings? I was like, no, they're all Spider-Man. They're all Spider-Man.
I was like, wait a minute, I missed the first two. Like, what am I doing? No, they're all Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was recruitment, right? I was just following along. Once that moment happened, I was like, oh fuck, Spider-Man! Like they gave it the Spider-Man shout out.
They were like,
and then he said yes. So that was recruitment, right? That was them recruiting him into their posse.
Yeah, I guess.
Because then there's the end scene with Bucky where it's I know a guy.
See, here's my deal. This is why I want to talk about the credit scene with Bucky. Where did we leave Bucky at Winter
Bucky was
Soldier?
in the museum.
Right. Oh, yes,
And he was catching up. He was learning about Captain America. He was learning about his buddy Steve
So now
Rogers.
we got him. It looked like he was being held magnetically by the arm. Am I wrong? Okay.
That's what I felt.
It was so quick. I was wait a minute.
There was a weird little thing of, this would have been easier a week ago. We should have called Stark. Oh, Stark's busy with so-and-so. Who
was Stark busy with? I didn't catch it.
I didn't catch the name.
I need to go see this movie again just for the credit scene. I'm
just going to Google the hell out of it until somebody can explain it for me.
Someone will figure it out. I want to know what that was.
That was
I feel like a bad person.
And I don't know if we're supposed to know. It's supposed to pique our interest until Civil War happens next year.
Yeah, I mean, there's clearly already tension.
Now, that's the next Marvel movie, yes?
Civil War?
Civil War?
No.
What's the next one?
Because that's Avengers 3, right?
No, that's Cap 3.
That's Cap 3, you're right. Ooh,
that's
wait
Cap
a second.
3.
I thought it was going to be Guardians first, but I think you're right.
No, because Guardians hasn't even started filming yet.
You're right.
Civil War, they've cast Tom Holland for Spider-Man.
Are they going to do a solo Spider-Man first?
No. His first appearance will be in Civil War, and then Spider-Man... I forget what they're going to call it, Spectacular Spider-Man or something. That's like the running title. Is going to be, all right, he's already fighting crime. Obviously, we got to shout to Spider-Man. The world knows that
I don't
Spider-Man's
need another genesis of Spider-Man.
Which is why I think I'm pretty sure the next one's Civil War, and I think it happens in April.
I think you're right.
So we have nothing.
Which is horrifying.
We usually have something.
Well, we got Star Wars. We got Star Wars. We got Star Wars. I'm just saying that to myself.
I know, but even like Marvel Cinematic Universe, we usually have something in the fall and then into the spring.
Well, we're gonna have Fantastic Four.
Well,
even though that's not Marvel Studios. I'm trying to think what else.
That's it.
Could fill the gap. I think you're right.
That's it. Because then we got Star Wars. Disney's got their big Star Wars reveal.
Yeah, so Disney's going to be concentrating on that.
Can we just say, before we sign off here, how incredible of a year it's been for movies? Not just in what's been released, but in the quality of it. I have been thoroughly impressed with a lot of what I've seen this summer. Mm-hmm. It's probably been one of the best years for movies in a long while.
Well,
you get a quality Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, Mad Max.
Mad Max, which was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
You got an Avengers movie in the same year as they introduced Ant-Man. You got Star Wars coming at the end of the year. Yeah. We got another James Bond movie in November.
Yeah. Of course you'd be happy about that,
Of course I am. Dude, the last one was incredible.
I don't Bond. You're the only Bond in my life.
Well, I appreciate that.
Hey.
We got the last Hunger Games coming out. Like, there's a lot.
That looks good.
There is a lot of fan service going on in 2015, and I'm so on board.
Here's my deal, though. I feel like the year we got Guardians and Cap 2 for Marvel was 10 times better than when we have Avengers 2 and Ant-Man. Like, I like them both a lot.
As far as Marvel goes, yes. On the shoulders of those two movies, I get it. But just in terms of what's been out this year, what's come out, and how good it's been, I'm loving it. Like in my mind, there's not a lot that can go wrong from here.
Don't jinx it, dude. We're halfway through the year.
I'm not sure how I feel about this Fantastic Four.
I think it looks cool. I mean, when they did I tried to rewatch, I think, Fantastic Four like a year and a half ago.
Which one? Leon Grufford, Chris Evans, Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis.
Yes. Tried to watch it. And I was just like, this is the worst. I was like, this is a really bad superhero movie. I was like, it's campy as hell. Chris Evans is making me happy, but he's so mad for no reason. He's also
he was just kind of being the macho, machismo dude. My problem with it is that the trailer hits the normal generic beats. And knowing that if they didn't make this movie, then the rights would probably be up for Marvel to take and bring into their properties. Yeah. It feels like Fox is saying, like, no, we already lost Daredevil to you guys. We're not losing this one too.
See, that's the thing. I think this year for Marvel, Daredevil absolutely takes the cake.
Yes.
There's no arguing it. It was nominated for a couple Emmys, apparently. I honestly haven't looked at the list, but that's what I think I saw.
But it's even as it fits in, and there's nice shout-outs to, this fits into what you've already seen with Marvel. Mm-hmm. But it feels different. It looks different.
I completely forget until they reference the Avengers, and I'm like, that's right!
Because it's so beautifully self-contained, and it looks it doesn't look polished. Everything looks like it's done on the ground.
To the point where there were moments that I, like, couldn't see what the hell was going on. I don't know if that happened to you, but I was literally like, is my television broken? Because I can't see, like, what's going on. Sorry.
But it was very nice to see that that the Marvel Universe has some different flavors going on. Cinematically, we're going to get, Kevin Feige's thing of, like, cohesiveness and cohesion of he's the executive producer on all these movies. Mm-hmm. He's got a vision, and God bless him. He's doing a hell of a job with the vision.
Feige's something.
Oh my God.
I was in a room with him once, man.
He's got his name on so many things prior to the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
But to see all of this come together as his brainchild is beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's done a great job, but when I go on Netflix and I watch one of their shows, I want something a little bit different, and I get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I 100% get that with Daredevil. We'll get it with Jessica Jones. We'll get it with Luke Cage.
So, yeah.
So it's nice that they can, flip a coin and have, two sides of that being, all right, we got our movies, we got our shows. Mm-hmm. What's going to be good
and
this year?
It all kind of kicks ass.
Everything's going to be quality.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's just in comparison to what Marvel's done in the past. This movie is not like, oh my God, it's amazing. Because that's how I felt coming out, again, of Winter Soldier and Guardians. I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Yes.
And this movie, I was like, that was good.
That's
and
how
I still
felt.
feel
it was
kind of let down.
It was
comfortably,
like, fun. It was very different, and I'm excited to see.
I liked it.
I'm excited to see Ant-Man as a character come from Civil War.
I liked him. I love Paul Rudd.
But I am 100% with you, where I probably wouldn't go see it again in the theater.
No, but I'll watch it again.
There's not an urgent need to. I would watch it again. Yeah. I would like to see a lot of those performances again, and it was definitely worth, the $15.
Oh, for sure.
And
it looked beautiful. It really
3D
did. I
was
like
really good.
We didn't really talk about it enough, but it looked really nice.
And anything that doesn't make me think, oh, ugly 3D is great. With Mad Max, you get some nice depth. With this, even in like the dialogue scenes, it wasn't distracting.
It was real.
And
I was like, yo, this
and you have those hokey moments of like, oh, you're in 3D. Here's someone coming at the screen.
Yeah,
everything just felt like it gave it depth. It was very
nice.
Very nice.
I forgot sometimes that I was watching it in 3D. It just looked like real.
Until I made my smart ass comment about why the credits weren't in 3D.
I hate you.
I know.
God.
We're gonna get those T-shirts made. Don't worry.
Oh my God! Yeah, I want to say this on the thing.
On record.
Number one, we're getting microphones. Yay. Number two, we're gonna start a Kickstarter soon, and we're totally designing a T-shirt that, like, if you donate a certain amount, we haven't decided yet. You're gonna get a shirt that has our logo on the back, but on the front just says "Shut Up, Bond."
And I've got friends who will donate purely for that shirt.
I'll buy 3.
They might not listen to this podcast, but they'll buy the
shirt. Yeah. So if you want to tell Bond to just shut up,
get the shirt.
Get the shirt.
When we make it. But yes, good movie. I'll stick comfortably with my 7 out of 10 for now. I don't know if you want to numerically do it. I don't normally numerically do things.
I don't numeric.
But there was something about this movie that made me think, I can put this on a scale of like, it was good. It was not. It was
7.
not. Oh, and it wasn't. What are you doing? It wasn't either of those things.
You just scared the crap out of me.
I don't
probably.
Know. Dozens,
I can see it on my computer screen.
Dozens of listeners,
and that's not great.
That's
sorry, guys. This is why we're gonna have microphones, so we can eliminate that kind of crap. All right.
Yes, see it for the Easter eggs, see it for the humor, see it for Michael Peña's performance, see it for the after credit sequences, see it to get to know Ant-Man a little bit because we haven't had Ant-Man before, and this is totally different than any superhero that you've been familiar with before.
Next time I see an ant, I'm gonna be happy.
Kids are gonna be Ant-Man for Halloween.
That's so odd.
I've
already seen the costumes. I've seen them several times.
I love it so much.
It's fine, man. People say there's too many superhero movies. I'm like, make better movies. That's wrong. That's not true. Birdman came out and it was unbelievable.
I watched that on the plane. I watched
Birdman's
I watched Nightcrawler on the plane. That was nuts.
Oh, I need to see that. Which is stupid to me because number one, like what I just said was stupid because Birdman technically is a superhero and Nightcrawler is an X-Men.
but
one of
it
the
wasn't
X-Men.
a movie about
I
him.
know it wasn't,
it's-
but every
I don't want to
time-
burst your bubble on this, but the movie has nothing to do.
I know that.
With Kurt Warner
I know, but
or his abilities to teleport.
Every single time that like trailer would come on or the TV spot would come on, I'd be like, dude, he's not blue. What's going on? I'd be so confused, and I was like, wait a minute.
It's a really in-depth origin story.
Yeah, I was like, what the
That's
hell?
in no way connected to his superpowers.
None.
He's just a
But
sociopath.
I need to see it.
So let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I think we went a little
Or we'll
long.
leave it at 3 minutes ago.
Sorry.
So, go see Ant-Man. This has been Alex Bond.
And Nicole Herbie.
Reminding you to always wear your nerd jersey with pride.